Hi everyone. In this video, I want to talk about doing the best you can with the situation you've been handed, like rolling with the punches, pivoting when you need to. So yeah, if you haven't already seen my last couple of videos, I said I'd do 100 videos in 100 days and you know, I've got 5 days to go and I've still got 30 videos to make. And for now, I'm keeping on going with it. But this is a really good example of what happens on every single movie set where you always have to make compromises. You always have to roll with what happens. And it's one of the most exciting and amazing things about filmmaking. Now, don't get me wrong, it can make a lot of people stressed and it can be the thing that takes a lot of people away from deciding they want to be filmmakers. But there's something magical about, especially if you already have this skill, but developing the skill is just so useful for life, which is, yeah, when you're handed, you know, when life hands you lemons, make lemonade. But that's what I'm talking about today. Like, you know, on set, you can never anticipate what's going to happen. You can never anticipate what's going to happen. So you might be like, you've got the perfect schedule. We're going to do this, 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 this. But then somebody twists their ankle. Like, uh-oh, okay, we need to pivot and shoot this. And you could go, oh no, do it through your ankle. And if that's your only option, well, then you figure out a way to make that happen. But regardless, you have a new situation and you need to figure out a way to deal with this situation, right? That's why I say, roll with the punches. That is something that everybody would see as a negative, but it's not. It's an opportunity for creativity. And I mean, this is why I love so much the idea of going with what you've been handed. When things happen, roll with it. And so here's me with these videos, right? Like I've got to upload 6 videos a day for the next 5 days, but I have a list of 60 ideas, so I can just keep going and it's not an issue. I had made a note about this video when I was going to the beach, because that's when I had the idea. It's like, well, I can't take my Alexa to the beach, so I'm gonna have to be shooting on, you know, a mobile phone. And it's not that, like I said in a lot of videos, it's not like I have to shoot on this camera, it's just the only thing I have. It's the only camera I have. And I have a workflow with this camera, so I know what I'm doing, whereas I got home with my iPhone footage, I had no idea what to do. And so I had to build a workflow around that footage. And I'm getting mozzie bitten today, as I always do. So many mozzies. It's just been raining, so it's very crazy around here. But yeah, so I was going to the beach and I was like, well, I got 100 videos, you know, 30 videos still to make. If I make 10 videos while I'm at the beach, I'm rolling with the situation I have. I'm going with what's happened to me, right? And so whatever gets handed to you, roll with it, make it work, be creative. Often Robert Rodriguez in filmmaking, he would talk about how he didn't ever want to solve things with the money hose, right? He didn't want to solve the problems he had with the money hose. He'd rather solve it with creativity, because it's like, look, rather than throwing money at a problem, right? How can you creatively solve the problem and get a better outcome? This is the thing. A lot of the most magical things that happen in a film, happen, you know, despite these issues, or like as a result of these issues, not despite them, thanks to these issues, some amazing thing happens, right? Like I swear, and I've said this multiple times, if you commit to doing a project, the universe unfolds and it will help you. It will move everything to make that project work. And at the time, it might not feel that way, but in the end, you go, oh, what a blessing that happened. You know, oh, how great that happened. If that hadn't happened and we hadn't done that on that day, we wouldn't have got that good sunset, or we wouldn't have got this, right? So, you know, knowing that things are going to go wrong, knowing that things aren't going to turn out exactly how you expect, going in with managed expectations, it's such a critical part of working in any creative endeavor, but especially filmmaking. You need to know, okay, here's the plan. We've spent so much time meticulously planning. Let's throw that away and let's deal with what's in front of us right now. And that, when you get to that point, that's when you get synergy. That's when the crew comes together, everybody works together, and everything starts working magically, because now in real time, we're working through whatever we're handed, making it work to work on some bigger project. And that's me with this. I'm just doing what I've got to do, you know, with the situation I'm in now. Because I could just go, oh, that's broken, oh, no good, oh, give it. But it's pointless, because, you know, what's that going to do for you, right? Like, what's that going to do for you? And what's it going to do for your self-esteem? Now, again, in a video a couple back, I talked about, you know, being a perfectionist and like arbitrarily setting goals for yourself and just meeting them for no reason except your own, you know, neuroses. But that's not what I'm talking about here. I'm talking about like when you're handed a situation, when you get a curveball, right? Knowing that you should pivot is an important thing. I'm getting waved to by somebody going past in the park. So cool. He didn't come over. He's on a scooter. Anyway, super exciting time. So it's like, you know, you get thrown a curveball, like someone riding through the shot. It's super fun. I wish he had to come on. It would have been perfect for this video. But anyways, I can still see him disappearing in the distance. Yeah, man. I think if this isn't something you've had to practice a lot, or if you're the kind of person, if something happens, you go, oh, like, oh, whoa, why did this happen to me? 100% mind shift required. Whatever happened to you, it can be a blessing or a curse. You choose. And by deciding, okay, you know, here's what happened to me, I'm gonna try and make this work. It applies to all of life, right? It applies to all of life. Like I mean, I've just a few videos back said I'm leaving full-time classroom teaching. That is so scary after 10 years of doing it. And I'm super comfortable, you know, and I'm changing everything. Like we're getting ready to move our house. We're throwing away most of our possessions because we can't move a lot of stuff. So it is a massive, massive change. But again, we're just rolling with the situation we had. We weren't happy in this town. We were ready to move on, you know? And so, you know, what happens in the small microcosm of existence that is being on a film set or within your own creative projects, it's analogous to what's happening in life, right? And so, yeah, I think if a lot of negative things happen to you or if things never feel like they're going your way, maybe just try to pivot. I mean, I know it sounds lame and like over optimistic, like when life hands you lemons, make lemonade, but like this is how people succeed. Like this is how people thrive, right? And that's what I'm trying to focus on this year. I've said this in a number of videos now. So look, roll with it. Roll with the punches. Whatever situation you're given, try to make the best of it, right? And that is what I'll be doing for the next few videos. I'm just gonna do the best I can while getting mozzie bitten. When you see my videos, because I've got to do 30 in 5 days, in tomorrow's videos, I'm gonna have red spots all over me. In my one at the beach, I noticed it's still on me. I had a really bad spot from a sandfly bite. And I was like, oh geez, look, there's one of the bites I got while I was away. So yeah, mosquito bites disappear pretty quickly. So maybe tomorrow I won't have as many, but yeah, I mean, you just roll with it, man. You just roll with it. A beautiful location is where, you know, what I should do is be smart and bring some insect repellent, but I never have. I don't know why, but anyway, one day, maybe on the last day, I'll remember insect repellent. All right, I'm gonna move on and make the next video, but I really hope this gave you some food for thought today because honestly, I think like it's probably, you know, people come into film class with me, the students, and you know, everybody's just excited. Like, and I always used to say to kids, like, if you went home and said to your parent, like, what did you learn today? There's two things they're gonna wanna say. We watched movies or we made movies. Because if you're in film, what are you doing? You're watching movies, you're making movies. And I still think beyond that, when I was trying to convince parents that their kids should take this class in senior, that like the soft skills of film are the most important thing, right? Like learning to work in a team, learning to communicate, learning to deliver something on a deadline, right? Hard skills, not, you know, skills that can be taught. And they talk about this in the Google employment list. This is why I always said, you know, like it's like those soft skills are the critical things that every place needs, and nothing teaches those skills better than film. And I do think one of the most important skills in life is being able to take the situation you've been handed and in the moment pivot if required to try and thrive, no matter the situation, right? I talked in another video about Man's Search for Meaning, the Viktor Frankl book. And in that, you know, he talked about surviving the Holocaust, which is probably a bit dark compared to what I'm talking about today. But he said the same thing, like the people who had a goal were the people who got through because they had something. They were, how am I gonna make this work for me? What am I gonna do to get, whereas the people who are like, I give up, the Nazis got me, were the ones who kind of died. And it's sad, but you know, it's analogous to what I'm talking about today. And this skill, exercising the muscle of learning to pivot when something goes wrong, or, you know, a spanner gets thrown in the works, or there's some sort of curveball thrown your way, learning to pivot, exercising that muscle is critical because everything is better, everything is richer when you use this way of thinking. So that's it, that's my 2 cents on that for the day. I hope you enjoyed the video, and yeah, everyone, I'll see you in the next one.